Are we ready to begin?
It's 4 o'clock and we're going to do it.
All right.
We're going to start.
Oh, start. Different.
Yes, different. Welcome, everybody. How about some smiles? Thank you. It's so much better from this way looking out when there are some smiles in the room. Welcome to our fellowship service this afternoon. Welcome to all those who are watching virtually as well, or who will watch in the future. We're so happy to have everyone come together on these Sunday afternoons. We'll begin, as always, with our song. It's the new version, Prayer of the Children of Love. It should be on the front of your songbook. So I invite you please to stand, and we'll just use this song to bring our full selves into the room and be grounded.
And just quick refresher, we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines the first time through. Go back up to the top where it says DC Al Coda. And then when we go 1, 2, 3 lines down, the second time we hit Now in Everything, we will go down to the coda at the very bottom and finish out. Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, your children sing, flow through us now in everything, every day, in every way. Our prayer is this: everywhere, let love be there, and so it is. Back to the top. Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, your children sing, flow through us now in everything. To the coda. Father, Mother, God, your children pray, be loving us in every way. Very nice.
Thank you. Please be seated. I invite you to close your eyes, if that's comfortable for you, and begin to relax. Bring your full awareness into your heart space. And just follow your breath. Easily and naturally. And with each breath, feel your body relaxing and any tension just draining out so easily. Let's do our 3 deep fellowship breaths together with an audible ah on the out breath. Breathing in. Breathe in. One more time. Now I'd like to invite you to bring to mind all those who have supported you in the past and in the present. We'll take a few moments for you to just let those family, friends, teachers, mentors, anyone that has been a supporter of you, just bring them into your mind and into your heart. We bring to mind all those who walk beside us, who hold our hand and lift us up. All those who listen and sit with us without judgment. Those who greet us with a warm smile and a hug. Those who offer a ride, a meal, a thoughtful gesture. And let us fill our hearts with appreciation for those who support us when we are down, confused and hurting, when we are in the midst of facing our shadows. And also those who acknowledge and encourage us when our light is shining brightly. In our kindness and compassion. When our creativity is blossoming. And at every opportunity, let us extend our support and express our appreciation when we are the receiver of these blessings, these gifts. Let us live love every day in every way possible. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to introduce our special music for today. Let's give the dangling participles a very warm welcome.
Thank you for that meditation. You talked about the people that help us shine. This song is called Shine On. It's by May Erlewine. She's a Michigan singer-songwriter that we really appreciate. She's a shining light, and everybody here is as well. Knock me off from my feet, but I think it's time for me to start walking again. Stop running away from things. Next time you see me, I will be singing a new song. I am learning to shine on. Shine on, shine on. There'll be time enough for darkness when everything's gone. Shine on, shine on. There is work to be done in the dark before before dawn. It's been hard not to give in, and it ain't easy living in hard times. I know it's weighing on your mind. Next time you see me, I'll be uplifting. Yes, I will give you hope. I am learning as I go to shine on. Shine on, shine on. There'll be time enough for darkness when everything's gone. Shine on, shine on. There is work to be done in the dark before dawn. I know how dark it seems, feel it coming up inside of me, and I feel it in you too, in everything you do. Next time you see me, we'll both be laughing, oh, just to be alive. We are learning how to shine on. Shine on, shine on. There'll be time enough for darkness when everything's gone. Shine on, shine on. There is work to be done in the dark before dawn. Shine on, shine on. There is work to be done in the dark before dawn. There is work to be done, so you got to shine on.
Thank you. That was beautiful and just perfect. Thank you so much. So we're going to have another opportunity to sing together. I'd like you to turn to page 42 in your songbooks, and please stand and we'll sing together. We are one family. Such an important thing to remember right now in this world. We are one family.
We are one family, only one family, filling the universe with perfect light. Children of destiny, living in harmony, loving our unity, shining bright. Good times and bad times have come our way, bringing us home to the love in this day. This is the season of simple things, a time to rejoice in the homecoming dream. We are one family, only one family, filling the universe with perfect light. Children of destiny, living in harmony, loving our unity, shining bright. Searching and questioning,
trying to find peace and contentment, a quiet mind, seasons and passages that never end. Now is the moment, let peace begin. We are one family, only one family, filling the universe with perfect light. Children of destiny, living in harmony, loving our unity, shining bright, shining bright. We are one family, living light.
And please take this time to greet your neighbor, namaste, give each other some love.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How I felt or something really good. No idea. Yeah. The lobster hands again. It's like the lobster hands again. So like, you didn't notice? I feel like they're just bright red as I'm moving with the tool.
Didn't get to say hello.
Hi. Oh, hi.
It is time for our Sunday service message, and we are moving into a week where, as I was saying last Sunday, inviting everyone to hold the space of love, hold the energy of love, and I believe that our speaker today, Bill Dietrich, will add some really good information about moving into this next week as well. So let's give him a really warm welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Bill.
Always good to see all of you. So the title for my talk was Finding the Calm in the Midst of the Chaos, but I'm changing it to Being the Calm in the Midst of the Chaos. As we all know, coming Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be getting election
Friday.
results. Excuse me?
Maybe up till Friday.
Okay.
That's what they're saying.
Anyway, possibly we'll know the outcome, and things could get chaotic. Because, as in most elections, half the country is unhappy with whoever wins. However, the polarization has been so great, the emotions running so high, that half the country could be very unhappy, however it turns out. And there are a lot of potential scenarios, which I've read many of them. I'm not going to share them here because it's not what this talk is about. But there are some pretty strange ones that could happen. There's definitely a potential for violence this week. And it could happen. But this talk is not really about politics. It's about you. It's about how we each may respond to the reactions of others, to the anger of others, the upset that people have, their negative behavior, and perhaps our own feelings of whatever, disappointment, anger, upset, whatever it may be. There will be chaos. I think we can count on. There's already chaos. But we need not be chaotic ourselves, no matter what the results may be. So let's start with some key principles. Because I find in life that when we focus on principle, things go better. Principles are true. They're always true. And when you live from them, then you experience stability. You don't get knocked around by what's going on in the world because you remember the principle. The first principle you all know, and we call that the universal law of cause and effect. And in A Course in Miracles, and we sing this quite often, it's defined as everything that seems to happen to me, I asked for and received as I have asked. I'm responsible for what I see and ask for. You can hear the tune in your head, right? I am responsible for... Yes, the tune that Max Raines wrote. And the verse, of course, from A Course in Miracles. That's a harsh message for many people because they look at their lives and say, I'm responsible for this. Well, the answer is, yes, you are, but you're not to blame for it. You're not to be condemned for it. You're not to be judged for it. It's just the way life works. It's the stuff that's going on inside of our minds gets played out in our lives. And often people say, well, you got to change your thoughts. Well, what they really mean is to change what's in your mind, that what is held in mind is reflected. The results you get are a vibrational match to what you're holding in your mind. And many of those thoughts are not conscious, but they're beliefs about yourself. They're images you have of yourself or of how you relate to the world. And so those are the things that makes up our work. If it was just about changing our thoughts, we'd all be enlightened, but it's not. There's much more to it. So, what we hold in mind, of course, can be unconscious, and if we have an emotional reaction to something, then we can be sure that, okay, this is something unconscious coming out in my emotional state right now. Somebody says something, I get angry. Why am I getting angry? Because of something you're holding in mind. Or you might even say that's you're holding in your body, because it's all connected. So it works like this. Who you are being, that is the way you define yourself. That may be I'm not good enough, or I'm better than others, or it could be I'm foolish, or I'm wise, or it could be I'm beautiful, or I'm ugly. And of course, in various situations, it can change. And so that identity that you've assigned yourself, no one else assigned it to you, you've assigned it through the course of your life, that plays out in your life and in your results, your affairs. And in relationships, if you see yourself as a hammer, everyone else looks like a nail. And if you see yourself as a nail, everyone else is a potential hammer. In other words, you're a victim, and you have a victim consciousness. I'm not saying it's wrong to have that, or it's bad, or anything to blame. It's just the way people see the world. And often people who are hammers justify it by seeing themselves as victims too. I get to do this because I'm a victim. All right. Does it make you think of the Paul Simon and Garfunkel song? I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. Yes, I would. Anyway, your way of being then leads to your emotional state. It's immediate. That emotional state kicks in. You don't have to have any thoughts to create that emotion. It kicks in, and then that emotional state triggers a line of thoughts. And it's usually the same thoughts you thought last time you were in this emotional state. And then the thoughts, of course, feed the emotions and make them even stronger because we're telling ourselves stories now, victim stories, whatever. We're making it bigger and bigger, creating more and more drama. And all three, the identity, the emotions, the thoughts, then lead to our behaviors, which are often automatic. We automatically go to silence, or we automatically go to attack, or we automatically avoid. And then all of them together, our identity, our emotions, our thoughts, our behaviors, create our results. So if we want to change results in our life, what do we need to change? It's not the thoughts or emotions necessarily, it's the identity. It's who we think we are. It's how we're seeing ourselves. It's what we truly believe about ourselves. So you got to see what that is. This is true individually, it also works collectively. That a country, a state, a city even, there's a collective consciousness that is an identity that people share, and it creates certain thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and results. So that's the first principle, which is cause and effect. The second one is force always creates counterforce. That I learned from reading David Hawkins', I think 1995 book, Power versus Force. That when you use force, you always get force coming back. And it's a very easy thing to prove. I have to leave this lectern for a moment here to prove it. Would you help me, Austin? Just put your hand up. Do what comes natural. I pushed on him. What did he do? He pushed back. You push on people, they push back. It may not be aggressive. It might be passive aggressive. It might not happen right now, but it'll happen someday. In some way, they will push back. So we can't force people to do what we want them to do, or to believe what we want them to believe, or to think the way we want them to think. We can't force people to love us or admire us. Force doesn't work. There was a quote, maybe some of you are familiar with, from Mother Teresa, where she said, where she was asked, Mother Teresa, there's an anti-war rally. Are you coming? She said, no, I'm not. And then she said, but if you have a peace rally, I'll be there. So really, it's about what you're for, not what you're against. So going back to the election, if your focus is on whoever it is you're against, then force creates counterforce. Everyone you express yourself to, if they have any inkling toward the other side, you're just helping them to dig their heels in. And your emotional state goes into the pool of all emotional states, and your resistance to the other side makes the other side stronger, because force creates counterforce. The harder you push, the harder they push back. We have this illusion that if we push hard enough, we're going to win. There is no winning. So what do we do if we don't use force? Well, we have to be visionaries. What are you for? And focus your attention on that. I find the same thing works in my personal life, especially if there's illness or injury. If I'm sick, or if I get injured, I don't spend a whole lot of time saying, why me? Why is this happening to me? Or focusing on how bad it feels or wishing it would go away. But more, okay, I don't know what this is about. I hope to find out, but I'm going to work toward wellness. What does that look like? What does that feel like? And I'm going to do every step I can take to get there. It may not happen right away, but I'm going to do what I need to do to move forward. At the beginning of the year, I've told most of you this, that I started weightlifting 6 days a week because I noticed my muscles were getting weaker. I could lament that my muscles are weaker. I could say it's not fair, or I could design a workout for myself, get some information, design a workout, and go to work and envision what that health and strength would look like. And so I've been doing it now for almost 11 months. And do I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, I don't, but I'm not going for that. What I'm going for is to be strong and healthy. And I feel it, I'm getting there. But when I'm a month into it, 3 months into it, I'm not lamenting that I'm not there yet. Because I'm living my vision. How does a person who's strong and fit live? Well, they're active. You do active things to get there. And so that's what I do. And if I were sick, I would do whatever I could. Sometimes active is not the answer. Rest is the answer if you're sick. But you do what you got to do to get there, as opposed to focusing on what you don't want. So we can't force the outcome that we want, but we can allow it. We can envision it. We can love it. We can pour our love into it. We can embrace it. We can become it. And so whatever your vision is for this country on Tuesday and Wednesday, become it. Forget about who wins. It doesn't matter as much as you might think. Live your vision. And when you do that, you influence other people. And you can have conversations with people who don't agree with you. Because your vision is what steps out front, not what you're against. Does that make sense? Alrighty. All right, so the third principle. First one, universal law of cause and effect. The first one, force creates counter force. The third one, means and ends are the same. That is, who you are being, what you're feeling and thinking, how you're behaving is reflected in your outcome. This is why politicians rarely accomplish anything useful, because they are Machiavellian, which is the ends justifies the means. I'll do whatever I have to do in order to get where I want to go. And so we see that. If you look at all the political ads, you see all the miscasting of the other side. You see the lying on both sides. You see all kinds of stuff going on so they can win, because winning is what's important, as opposed to the vision being important. So that's where people fall short. So how about we lead our leaders by being visionaries instead of playing the Machiavellian game of the ends justifies the means, because it does not. Our mutual bashing between parties and politicians continue, and we get nowhere. And we say we have to fight for our rights, but fighting rarely accomplishes anything. No matter what you've been told, there are always negative outcomes to fighting. That's just how it works, because means and ends are the same. So we become visionaries, and we see our visions as so real that we actually feel them and become them. It's said and written in scriptures that a person who's enlightened finds heaven on earth. How come everybody else is not finding heaven? Because they see things differently. Because they're not against anything or anyone. Because they had a vision and they are living that vision completely. They don't live in the same world. When your vision is real, when you are living it, you inspire and influence everyone. You inspire other people to move in the same direction. They might do it differently. They might still have different opinions, but they're still moving with you. That's why people like Mandela, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. accomplished so much, because they lived from their values. They lived from principle. They were not against. They were for. To me, the best two movies that show that were, of course, the movie Gandhi. It's a long one. It's over 3 hours. It's a beautiful movie. How many people have seen that? Some of you? It's really it's a beautiful movie. It's, who's the guy? Ben Kingsley plays Gandhi and does a fantastic job. And the other one is Invictus, with Nelson Mandela being played by Morgan Freeman. And Matt Damon's in there too. How many have seen that, Invictus? Another incredible movie. When you see how Mandela handled people who were against each other and how he brought them together, it was magic. But he did it because he refused to budge from principle. He understood. I think spending 27 years in prison and learning the lessons of forgiveness and love taught him to be that kind of person. So he was able to do that. Now, none of these three people were perfect in all of their lives, but they accomplished a great deal because they understood these principles that I'm talking about. So how do we become the calm in the midst of chaos? Well, we let go of all negativity, of all against. And we recognize another principle, and I like to call this principle the practice of coming to know. That phrasing comes from A Course of Love, and ever since I learned it, it's helped me to practice it. And what it means is, we don't really know anything. You don't know who should win the election on Tuesday. You really don't. Because you can't see the future. You don't know how it will turn out. You know what everybody has told you will happen. The people for, the people against. But you don't really know. You can judge something if you can judge it as bad. But then you will not come to know what it means and how it might be helpful, how it might be good. You have to let go of your judgments. And that is true of anything that happens in your life. That you let go of judgments and you say, you know what? I'm just going to let go and I'm going to practice coming to know. If I just step back and pay attention and be the presence of love, I will come to know how to respond to this. I'll come to know what it means for me. But we tend to judge and have opinions. And once we have a judgment or opinion, it means we don't want to know. It's kind of like, please don't tell me the truth. I already have an opinion. However, if we're on a spiritual path, then we're not really taking advantage of that. Because on a spiritual path, you're listening within. You're listening to the voice, the still small voice inside you. And that is your guidance. However you look at it, higher self, angels, the Christ, however you want to call it, the presence of God. But we turn within to that because neither candidate for president, none of the candidates for president are your source. None of them are the source of your good. Who or what is the source of your good? Call it God, call it the creative intelligence. That's your source. Your source is within you. There are no saviors running for office. There's no one there. Don't put that pressure on them. They can't be that. A lot of people are running around thinking that, oh yeah, this person or this party or that party is going to save us, but they aren't. Because they can't. They're just human beings. However, you can do some saving by stepping away and looking within. And then you become a beacon, a light. What was the title of your song? You shine on, right? Yeah, that's what you do. So coming to know, maybe after Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll be upset or angry with the results. I don't know. Well, let's say I am. That's okay. I can be upset or angry. Because emotional states just come. And I don't have control over that. What I have control over is what I do with it. I can go rant and rave to all my friends, or especially to my friends who were for the other side. And what good will that do? Force creates counterforce. They will push back. Or I will join a group of complainers and we'll all complain and whine together. And with thinking that complaining we're somehow accomplishing something. So I can do that, or I can recognize that, you know what, I'm angry, I'm upset, I feel really bad about this, but I own these feelings. Some candidate in Washington, D.C. did not create these feelings in me. My friends did not create it. They're in me. They're mine. I own what I feel. Therefore, I can accept what I feel. I can embrace it. I can let it flow through me, and I can let it go. Emotions are meant to be felt, so feel them. You don't have to go dumping them on everybody, though. Or maybe there's somebody you trust that you just need to express them to. So do that. But if you go express them to everybody, then you're not really letting them go. You're just making them more firm inside of you because you're just building that neural net of that upset because you've told 15 people now how unhappy you are. But if you told one or two that you trust and you just got it out and you said, hey, thanks for listening, that's a whole different thing. That helps you let it go. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Venting is one thing, complaining is very repetitive, and they have opposite effects on each other. All right. And so, whoever's elected, I practice coming to know. Maybe I don't like it, but I practice coming to know. Maybe there's part of me that's judging it. Oh, this is terrible. But you know, what do I know? I don't really know anything. So I practice coming to know, and I say, you know what? This doesn't look good to me, but I'm going to step back, and I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to be the presence of love. I'm going to be a center for peace. Amidst all of this, I'm not going to be the person who's out there yelling at people or arguing or getting violent. I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to be the presence of love. And I'm going to be a beacon, a light for everyone else who wants some of that. And when you do that, you'll find that there will be people drawn to you. And the people who aren't, they probably just won't want to be around you. Or they might say, how come you're so calm? And you say, well, I'm just practicing coming to know. I'm just seeing what comes next in this adventure called life. So I recognize then that, again, I might get angry, but I don't have to stay angry. I'll be always asking, what do I want to come of this? What do I want to come of this situation? Who am I being in this moment? Those are good questions. And I can align myself with that. And if I'm upset, of Course in Miracles reminds me, I can choose peace instead of this. I can choose peace instead of this. And for you, if you start feeling some negative emotion this week, and I don't blame you if you do, it's natural, you can choose peace instead of that. Choose peace. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Bill, for the wonderful, wonderful wisdom and advice. This is the time in our service when we pause and fill our hearts with gratitude, very intentionally, affirming that our gratitude creates more for us to be grateful for. We are so thankful for everyone who gives their generous donations to this fellowship community so that we can continue through our 41st year. I haven't said that for a while. And continue to bring this family together Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. So as John comes around with the basket, remember to also put your prayer requests in the basket and your donations. If you give online, just hold your gift in consciousness and know that your fellowship community is so grateful to you. And we'll sing together, I am grateful.
Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful. Grateful, I am grateful.
Please find your bulletins and read with me the blessing of our tithes and offerings. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying our tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. Thank you so much. And now let's just take another moment to go within and hold close in our hearts all those who are mentioned in the basket today. And let us practice affirmative prayer, knowing that problems and health are finding a way to be resolved. Giving our energy and attention to what we want for our loved ones and family and friends. Health and well-being. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Just another reminder that all of the prayer cards that you put in the basket each Sunday, all the names are added to our prayer team list. And that goes out to a really good number of people who pray continually for all these individuals that you've decided to offer up in prayer. So remember that for next Sunday as well. And now we have another song from Dangling Participles.
So part of keeping your calm through the storm and the chaos is like this metaphor of a ball of yarn, and it gets all tangled, and when that happens in your mind and you're just like feeling the chaos, it's time to try to untangle that in order to stay calm. This is an original song called Time to Untangle. You had a knife grip on the hook, palm facing down, slipped a note and showed me how your fingers wrapped around. Tension on the arm, looped round our hands. We started with the chain, then we made some long-term plans. Now it's time to untangle one strand at a time, unravel the confusion of the chaos in my mind. I'm like the tangled skin of blended yarn, yank me and the knots get tighter, hold me loose with patient fingers, tease the knots free off the light, pull this piece of conversation out. You can find an end to stop the winding of a ball, might prevent the skein from getting tangled up again. Let's not get tangled up again. Let's not get tangled up again. Let's not get tangled up again. Our lives are stitched together, right to left across the rows, beautifully intertwined. Stopped counting stitches long ago, but you took me for a loop. Can't believe what you just said. Gone over action and it's messing with my head. Now it's time to untangle one strand at a time, unravel the confusion of the chaos in my mind. Like a tangled skein of blended yarn, yank me and the knots get tighter, hold me loose with patient fingers, tease the knots free off the light, pull this piece of conversation out if you can find it. Stop the winding of a ball, might prevent the skein from getting tangled up again. Let's not get tangled up again. Let's not get tangled up again. Let's not get tangled up again. Let's get no blended yarn, hey, and the knots get tied, hold me loose. Straight out of time, not too long, piece of conversation out. You can find it and just start finding up. Fight this game from getting tangled up again. Let's not get tangled up again.
Wow, what a wonderful service. Really good. Thank you for dangling participles. Thank you, Corey. And thank you, Bill, for the wonderful message. Thank you all for being here this afternoon and for taking all these words of wisdom and the feeling of peace and love with you into this next week and living that and being those beacons of light that we are here at the fellowship. I have a few announcements. The Waldemar Walk was this morning. Did you have some people walking? Yes? Good. I also want to just I'm going to be announcing this until it's over. The alternative holiday sale is coming up Friday, November 15th from 5 to 9. And that evening is also in the same building, what is it called?
A 10-pound fiddle.
10-pound fiddle is having a performance. So you could come and look around at the sale and then attend that concert. That would be a fun Friday evening. Saturday, the next day, November 16th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you can browse the sale. It's at Edgewood United Church in East Lansing on Hagedorn. The Death Cafe, monthly Death Cafe, is on Saturday, November 16th at 2 p.m. And I also just want to encourage everyone who, as Bill was saying, might be interested in that health goal of moving your bodies and getting your muscles back and toned. Julie Dillon, our wonderful Reverend Julie, has healing movements and chair yoga every week. She's so wonderful about taking into consideration everyone's limitations. It's just a wonderful time also of coming together in community. So join on Mondays at 4 p.m. and chair yoga is Thursday at 4 p.m. each week. And so now let us join together in our peace circle and say our closing blessing.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment joy is found. To take each moment and live each moment in peace.